I'll follow you, I'll lead you about around, through bog, through bush, through brake, through briar. Sometime a horse I'll be, sometime a hound, a hog, a headless bear, sometime a fire. And neigh and bark and grunt and roar and burn, like horse, hound, hog, bear, fire, at every turn.
Why do they run away? This is a knavery of them to make me afeard.
Oh, Bottom, thou art changed. What do I see on thee?
What do you see? You see an ass head of your own, do you?
Bless thee, Bottom, bless thee, thou art translated.
I see their knavery. This is to make an ass of me. To fright me if they could. But I will not stir from this place. I will walk up and down here and I will sing to show that I am not afraid. The ouzel cock so black of hue with orange tawny bill. Hee-haw. The throstle with his note so true, the wren with little quill. Hee-haw.
What angel wakes me from my flowery bed?
The finch, the sparrow, and the lark with plain song, cuckoo, great. Hee-haw. Whose note do many a man doth mark, and dares not answer nay. Hee-haw. For indeed, who would set himself to so foolish a bird? Through the cry, cuckoo, never so.
I pray thee, gentle mortal, sing again. Mine ear is much enamored of thy note, so is mine eye enthralled to thy shape. And thy fair virtue's force perforce doth move me on the first view to say, to swear I love thee.
Methinks, mistress, you should have little reason for that. And yet, to say the truth, reason and love keep little company together nowadays. The more pity that some honest neighbors will not make them friends. Nay, I can gleek upon occasion.
Thou art wise as thou art beautiful.
Not so either. But if I had enough wit to get out of this wood, I'd have enough to serve mine own turn.
Out of this wood do not desire to go. Thou shalt stay whether thou wilt or no. I am a spirit of no common rate, and summer still doth tend upon my state. And I do love thee, therefore go with me. I'll give thee fairies to attend on thee, and they shall fetch thee jewels from the deep while thou on pressed flowers dost sleep. And I will purge thy mortal grossness, so that thou shalt like an airy spirit go. Peace, blossom, copperwood, moth, and mustard seed. Ready? And I. And I.
And I. Where shall we go?
Be kind and courteous to this gentleman. Hop in his walks and gamble in his eyes. Feed him with apricocks and dewberries, purple grapes, green figs, and mulberries. The honey bags steal from the humble bees, and for night tapers crop their waxen thighs, and light them at the fiery glowworm's eyes, to have my love to bed and to arise. And pluck the wings from painted butterflies, to fan the moonbeams from his sleeping eyes. Not to him else, and do him courtesies.
Hail, mortal.
Hail.
Hail. Hail.
I cry your worship's mercy, heartily. I beseech your name, sir.
Cobweb.
I shall desire you of more acquaintance, good Master Cobweb. If I cut my finger, I will make bold with you. Your name, I beseech you, sir.
Peace Blossom.
Commend me to Mistress Squash, your mother, and to Master Peascod, your father. I shall beseech you of more acquaintance too, good Master Peas Blossom. Your name, I beseech you, sir.
Mustard seed.
I know thy patience well. That giants like ox beef hath devoured many a gentleman of your house. But your kindred hath made mine eyes water ere now, and I shall beseech you of more acquaintance too. good Master Mustard Seed.
Come, wait upon him. Lead him to my bower. The moon methinks looks with watery eye, and when she weeps, weeps every little flower, lamenting some enforced chastity. Tie up my love's tongue, bring him silently.
I wonder if Titania be awaked. Then, what it was next that came in her eye, which she must dote on in extremity. Ah, here comes my messenger. How now, mad spirit? What night rule now about this haunted grove?
My mistress, with a monster is in love. Near to her close and consecrated bower, while she was in her dull and sleeping hour, a crew of patches, a rude mechanicals work for bread upon Athenian stalls, were met to rehearse a play, intended for great Theseus' nuptial day. The shallowest thick skin of that barren sort, who Pyramus presented in their sport, forsook his scene and entered in a break. When I did him at this advantage take, an ass's knoll I fixed it on his head, and on his thisbe must be answered. And forth my mimic comes, when they him spy as wild geese that the creeping fowler eye, or russipated choughs, many in sort, rising and cawing at the gun's report, sever themselves and madly sweep the sky, so at his sight away his fellows fly. And at our stamp here o'er and o'er one falls, he murder cries and help from Athens calls. Their sense thus weak, lost with their fears thus strong, made senseless things begin to do them wrong. For briars and thorns at their apparel snatch, some sleeves, some hats, from yielders all things catch. I led them on in this distracted fear, and left sweet Pyramus translated there. When in that moment so it came to pass, Titania waked, and straightway loved an ass.
This falls out better than I could devise. But hast thou yet latched the Athenian's eyes with the love juice, as I did bid thee do?
I took him sleeping, that is finished too, and the Athenian woman by his side, that when he waked, of force she must be eyed.
Hermia.
Stand close. This is the same Athenian.
This is the woman, but not this the man.
Oh, why rebuke you him, one that loves you so? Lay breath so bitter on your bitter foe.
Now I but chide, but I should use thee worse. For thou, I fear, hast given me cause to curse. If thou hast slain Lysander in his sleep, or shoes in blood plunge in the deep, and kill me too, the sun was not so true unto the day as he to me. Would he have stolen away from sleeping Hermia? I believe that this whole earth may be bored, and that the moon may through the center creep, and so displease her brother's noontide with thee, Antipodes. It cannot be but thou hast murdered him. So should a murderer look so dead, so grim.
So should the murdered look, and so should I, pierced through the heart with your stern cruelty. Yet you, the murderer, look as bright, as clear, as yonder Venus in her glimmering sphere.
What is this to my Lysander? Where is he? Ah, good Demetrius, wilt thou give him me?
I'd rather give his carcass to my hounds.
Out, dog! Out, cur! Thou drivest me past the bounds of maiden's patience. Hast thou slain him then? Henceforth never be numbered among men. O once, tell true, even for my sake. Durst thou looked upon him being awake, and hast thou killed him sleeping? Oh, brave touch! Could not a worm, an adder, do so much? An adder did it, for with doubler tongue than thine, thou serpent, never adder stung.
You spend your passion on a misprized mood. I'm not guilty of Lysander's blood, nor is he dead, for aught I can tell.
I pray, then tell me that he is well.
And if I could, what should I get therefore?
A privilege to see me nevermore. From thy hated presence part I so, see me no more, whether he be dead or no.
There is no following her in this fierce vein. Here, therefore, a while I will remain. For sorrow's heaviness doth heavier grow, for debt that bankrupt sleep doth sorrow owe, which now, in some slight measure, it will pay, if for his tender here I makes him stay.
What hast thou done? Thou hast mistaken quite, and laid the love juice on some true love's sight. Of thy misprision must perforce ensue some true love turn, and not a false turn true.
Then fate o'errules that, one man holding troth, a million fail, confounding oath on oath.
About the wood go swifter than the wind, and Helen of Athens look thou find. All fancy sick she is, and pale of cheer, with sighs of love that cost a fresh blood dear. In thy eye that shall appear, I'll charm his eyes against she do appear.
I go, look how I go, swifter than arrow from the Tartar's bow.
Flower of this purple dye, hit with Cupid's archery. Sink in, apple of his eye, when his love he doth espy, let her shine as gloriously as Venus of the sky. When thou wakest, if she be by, beg of her for remedy.
Captain of our fairy band, Helena is here at hand, and the youth mistook by me, pleading for a lover's fee. Shall we their fond pageants see? Lord, what fools these mortals be!
Stand aside. The noise they make will cause Demetrius to awake.
Then we'll two at once woo one. That must needs be sport alone, and those things do best please me that befall preposterously.
Why should you think I should woo and scorn? Scorn and derision never come in tears. Look, when I vow, I weep, and vow so born in the nativity all things appear. How can these things in me seem scorn to you, bearing the badge of faith to prove them true?
You do advance your cunning more and more. When truth kills truth, oh devilish holy fray. These vows are Hermia's. Will you give her o'er? Weigh oath with oath, and you will nothing weigh. Your vows to her and me, put into scales, will even weigh, and both as light as tails.
I had no judgment when to her I swore.
Nor none in my mind, now you give her o'er.
Demetrius loves her, and loves not you.
Oh, Helena, goddess nymph, perfect, divine, to what my love shall I compare thine eyne? Crystal as muddy, oh, how ripe in show! That pure congealed white, how soar snow, fanned with the eastern wind turns to a crow. Oh, let me kiss this princess of pure white, the seal of bliss.
Oh, spite! Oh, hell! I see you all are bent to set against me for your merriment. If you were civil and knew courtesy, you would not do me thus much injury. Can you not hate me, as I know you do, but you must join in souls to mock me too? If you were men, as men you are in show, you would not use a gentle lady so, to vow and swear and superpraise my parts, but I'm sure you hate me with your hearts. You both are rivals in love, Hermia. Now both rivals to mock Helena, a trim exploit, a manly enterprise, to conjure tears up in a poor maid's eyes with your derision. None of noble sort would so offend a virgin and extort a poor soul's sport, all to make you sport.
You are unkind, Demetrius. Be not so, for you love Hermia. This you know I know. And here, with all goodwill, with all my heart, in Hermia's love, I yield you up my part, and to yours and Helena, to me bequeath, whom I do love and will do unto my death.
Never did mockers waste more idle breath.
Lysander, keep thy Hermia. I will none. If e'er I loved her, all that love is gone. My heart to her is but a guest wise sojourned. And now to Helen, it is home returned, there to remain.
Helen, it is not so.
Disparage not the fate thou dost not know, lest to thy peril thou abide it, dear. Look where thy love comes, yonder is thy dear.
Dark night, that from the eye his function takes, the ear more quick of apprehension makes. Wherein it doth impair the seeing sense, it pays the hearing double recompense. Thou art not by mine eye, Lysander, found, but mine ear, I think it, brought me to thy sound. But why unkindly didst thou leave me so?
Why should he stay whom love doth press to go?
But what love could press Lysander from my side?
Lysander's love that would not let him bide, and Helena, who more engilds the night than all yon fiery O's and eyes of light. Why dost thou follow me? Could not this make thee know the hate I bear for thee made me leave thee so?
You speak not as you think. It cannot be.
Lo, she is one of this confederacy. Now I perceive they have conjoined all three to fashion this false sport in spite of me. Injurious Hermia, most ungrateful maid, have you conspired? Have you with these contrived to bait me with this foul derision? Is all the counsel that we two have shared, the sisters' vows, the hours that we have spent when we have chid the hasty-footed time for parting us? Oh, is it all forgot? All school days friendship, childhood innocence? We, Hermia, like two artificial gods, have with our needles created both one flower, both on one sampler, sitting on one cushion, both warbling of one song, both in one key, as if our hands, our sides, voices, and minds had been incorporate. So we grew together like to a double cherry, seeming parted but yet in union and partition. Two lovely berries molded onto one stem, so with two seeming bodies but one heart, two of the first like coats and heraldry, due but to one and crowned with one crest. And you will rent our ancient love asunder to join with men in scorning your poor friend? It is not friendly, 'tis not maidenly. Our sex as well as I may chide you for it, though I alone do feel the injury.
I am amazed at your passionate words. I scorn you not. It seems that you scorn me.
Have you not set Lysander as in scorn to follow me and to praise my eyes and face, and made your other love, Demetrius, who even but now did spur me with his foot, to call me goddess, nymph, divine and rare, precious, celestial? Wherefore speaks he this to her he hates? And wherefore doth Lysander deny your love so rich within his soul, and tender me, forsooth, affection, by your setting on, by your consent? What though I be not so in grace as you, so